What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and in this video I will be sharing a closer look at our new 2023 Model X Plaid. We will look at the exterior, the interior, the issues we've found so far, initial impressions, compare things between our previous 2022 long range, and many more. This is fairly a long video, and like most of my videos, there are chapter markers to skip around. I hope you enjoy the video. It is a little bit dusty from the winds that we had during delivery day, and we haven't really driven it much. I think we're at 140 miles on it, but just a couple of things I wanted to show. So one of the changes between the 2023 and 2022 is this Tesla. In the 2022, it's, I think, black. On the 23s, they are white or chrome. This one in particular, I believe these are matrix headlights. I'm not really sure how I can tell, but they look different from our previous ones. Also, the 2023 comes with hardware 4 cameras. You could tell by looking at the cameras themselves, it has like a red glow or red reflection to them. Alright, so these are the those Tough Pro floor mats from the previous Model X long range. I think this is how it's laid out in there, but these have like the honeycomb design. I'm not really liking it, but might as well use it up. We were gonna get the Tesla ones, but we'll just try to use these ones for now and see how much more we can get out of them. But the cool thing is, though, it's not just the floor mats, but these are for the trunks too, and the side pockets and stuff. So the tough thing about this is this middle part, the second row to the third row. This right here, it's just way too big, but just to maneuver it and like lay it on the floor. I wish it came in different pieces, but I guess that's just how it's designed. In the front, we have the hitch, and what surprised me is it came with a license plate frame. We kept our license plate frame from the 2022 because we thought these don't come with them anymore, but apparently they do. Now we have two, and this one is the front license plate holder. Now the trunk area, you know, this one, I'm not sure if our 2022 had this. I'd have to look at old footage. Hopefully I have some old footage. I don't recall this, but we have a 12 volt here, a little light, and a little compartment. This is actually where I put my alcohol. If you've seen my previous Vegas trips, that's where I put my bottles of wine. It gets pretty deep in there. We have the cover. We got these hooks. And this has the bay underneath. Can I open it with one hand? Oh, duh. That was preventing it from being lifted. And you can lower it one level. Oops. And it could stand like that. And it has one more level that you can lower. To lower these third row, there is a button here. You press it, headrest goes down and you push. Oops. And you push. And you do the same here. So what many people are talking about on Facebook that I wasn't really aware of is the removal of the ultrasonic sensors on the front doors. And what that means is when you open the door, that's as far as they will open. In the previous Model X that we've owned, it had the ultrasonic sensors, and these actually open to about like this. And now that there is no ultrasonic sensor, that's as far as it will open. Someone had asked if they still had ultrasonic sensors on the Falcon doors, and I believe they do, or else I wouldn't be able to open the doors like this inside the garage next to my Model Y. To answer the structured parking question, I'm going to insert a clip from our Northern California trip, and hopefully this answers the question. So we are in a parking structure. Just a note, I think the Falcon doors are going to hit. So we had to park in a specific location where there's none of these vertical or horizontal thingies. I don't know what they're called, but the Falcon doors might hit. So I don't know if you can see that. So yeah, so be careful if you park in structures with these ceiling bar things. All right, so this is the top. You may notice up here right in the middle there's like a circle. That's the sensor, so that when it's inside the garage it knows not to open the Falcon doors all the way. Okay, so this is the area we were having issues with in the previous Model X. This was actually hitting. This is the quarter panel glass. This was hitting here. So in the previous video, I was saying that it's great that it has a larger gap because it is larger. So if you were to open it, and when you close it, you're gonna see that there is enough space. Yeah, this was the area we were having issues with, right here. It would always rub against that quarter panel glass, preventing it from closing. So the other side also has a good amount of space when we open and when we close. Good amount of space. So I really am confident, man, I hope I'm not jinxing myself, that these Falcon doors are gonna work. All right, so we are in the front. This is the steering wheel version. We had the yoke previously, and it's round on the top, but at the bottom it kind of is kind of straight. And the thing is, this part of the steering wheel is where I'm kind of gonna not like. I dislike this part. There's certain parts, oh, I wish I could do it eye level. Let me try to get it eye level. But there's certain information that is blocked by the steering wheel. So if I'm like sitting up like this, the top part here is not displaying, and some of that information is like proximity sensor. Well, not the sensor, but like it tells you the distance using Tesla Vision, like how far an object is if you're parking. I did notice though they moved it here, but other time I don't know if it's just my imagination, but I did have to move this higher so that I could see this upper part of the screen. But I've driven it on the freeway for a good many miles. I think we drove about 15-20 miles. Yeah, I missed the yoke because I could set my wrist, like both wrists on top without this thing here. It's not that I can't do it here, but it's just I can easily, boom, land it here without this upper part. I mean, I've tried resting it like down here, but it's not as comfy because the yoke actually comes out even more. So I could even rest my wrist down here, both sides, or up here. So yeah, I kind of miss the yoke, although I think this is much better when driving around the city. And you will notice that there is carbon fiber trims, like black stitching at the end or the edge of the seats. It's really nice. It complements the carbon fiber really well. I was asked if the UI is the same as the 2022 and the 2023. For the most part, the UI should remain the same because it's software based. But between the long range and the Plaid, the only thing that I could see that's different is under pedals and steering, this acceleration. There's chill and sport, which exist in both Plaid and long range. But in the Plaid, you have Plaid mode or Plaid acceleration. And in the long range, we have insane mode instead of Plaid mode. So the difference between the two, I actually tested it out, and man, I was already like pretty crazy on the insane mode. The name speaks for itself. It's really insane as far as the speed is concerned. But Plaid just takes it even further because you have to remember that Plaid is a tri-motor, so there's two motors in the rear and one motor in the front, whereas the long range is dual motor, so one motor in the front and one motor in the back. Yeah, it's man, I don't know. It's pretty crazy. With this purchase, it does come with full self-driving, 3 months. The cameras took a little bit longer to calibrate. There was like an initial calibration complete, but then the FSD cameras, or the FSD part of the function of those cameras, took a little bit longer. But I've been playing with FSD. It's unlike before, you would have to, wait to get your application approved or your request approved. Now I could switch between FSD beta, auto steer beta, or just the traffic aware cruise control, which is the regular autopilot. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with the FSD, but maybe I'll do another video about that. So here are the versions of the software. Model X and Model S does come with 1 year premium connectivity. So as you can see, our premium connectivity expires October 29th, 2024. Our FSD capability expires January 27th, 2024, so 3 months. And there is your software version. One is for the regular software and the other is for full self-driving. Hopefully one of these days they're just gonna be one version. They're all together and you just disable features. But for now, there's two different software version for just the regular interface and the full self-driving. So under locks, what we have is our cell phones and our key cards. One thing I didn't know is that these cards are now attached to phones. So we have 2 key cards and 2 phones, and they all connect to each card. And now you don't, when you pair the phones, you don't need to have the card like near the cup holders so that you could pair them. You can actually pair them like remotely or wirelessly, because the phones pair to each card. So that's what the host was explaining to us when we were taking delivery, is cards are now paired with phones, and if you want a third phone paired, you're gonna have to purchase an extra card. I think it's $25 at tesla.com, and you can order one. Unlike before, it's like just another key. So the key cards are their own keys and the phones are their own keys, but you would need to pair the phone with the card by putting the cards by the cup holder. I'm saying cup holder because the Model 3 and the Model Y, that's the area for it. I'm sorry. In the Model X and the Model S, the refresh ones, to pair the phone card or the card to a phone, you would need to put it in the wireless chargers. But now you don't have to do it. So as we keep scrolling in this section, there's a couple of things here. So this comes with the garage opener. Right here, the home link. It's grayed out right now because I don't have it configured. But all newer Teslas, you can connect with the MyQ garage. And I purchased, or Abby bought me, the 5-year subscription for my birthday last year. And I found out that I can connect my account. So one subscription can connect to multiple cars and multiple drivers. So I haven't configured it yet. So I may do a video on it. I've mentioned it before. I just have to gather some information. But so far the MyQ, sometimes it don't work. Sometimes it doesn't work. So I end up having to use the MyQ app on my phone if the MyQ button doesn't work in the car. Another section in the Model X is the suspension part. This is where you can raise the ride height. The thing with these though is, depending on the speed you're traveling in, it goes back to low. Low is the default setting. I believe if you exceed 35 miles per hour, it's gonna set it back to low. So you can't drive on very low or medium, high, or very high if you exceed 35 miles an hour. It just sets it back to low. Now there might be a software update coming up. I'm not really sure, but I think you could either increase that 35 miles per hour, or you can remove that restriction and just drive on a certain ride height. Now there is a warning whenever you set it high or very high, that it's like you could tip over. So I can't remember the warning, but it does give you a warning if you move it to high or very high. So the adaptive suspension damping, you could set to comfort, auto, sport, or advanced. And advanced is, you could just set it like that. But I usually have it on auto. If the trip is too bumpy, then I'll set it to comfort, and it'll just soften the suspension a little bit more. But this is one of my favorite features on the Model X. This also has the tilt feature on the screen. If you are under controls, you can go to display, and I can make it face me more, or I can face it towards the passenger. Or I can just put it, oh, I can't see, in the center. Now, another favorite feature of mine in the Model X is the ventilated seats. And it's this guy right here. You set it to heat or cool, and then you got your bacons, your 3, 2, 1 bacon. Okay, we are now in the second row, and This screen supposedly is bigger. Now, I don't know if it's physically bigger or the bezels are smaller. But there is cup holders down here. And one of the things I was mentioning in my 1-year video of the long range is the placement of the USB ports. They're down here. They're kind of tucked away, but just if you have people going in and out, there's a tendency that you could hit it. So just be careful of that. The minivans that we've had in the past, they were actually the USB ports were placed along the sides of the car, like they're out of the way. So I like those placements better. But so the screen, you could also control the temperature in the back. You got the fans here. You got your heated seats control. All the seats in the back, second row and third row, are heated seats, not ventilated seats. And then you can control the audio. Now the thing is, the audio here controls the entire car. So whatever you pick here is the whole car is going to listen to it. Now we have the video stuff. You got YouTube, Netflix, Disney, Twitch, Tesla tutorials, and you could control the sound from here. All right, so these are the second row seats. These do not fold all the way down, but there's two controllers. One down here to control the recline and laying back and moving forward and back. And then the other one is here. This just moves it forward and backwards. So if you need to get to the third row, these are the buttons to press. But these also have the black stitching on the side. And that is the third row. That third row will actually fold flat. And I also mentioned these USB-C charging ports. I don't like the placements of them. So if you have cables plugged in here and you got people going in and out, you could hit it and break. And so you're like, well, why don't you just unplug it? Well, I have kids and they don't seem to listen. So, but they've been pretty careful. And the only reason why I mentioned it is because in, I think either my Model 3 before or one of our Model Ys, it actually did happen. The tip broke. Luckily, I was able to pull it out, but it broke just because of the placements. Also, the third row has vents. So this is one of the reasons why I would recommend, if you want more than 5 seats, do not get the Model Y 7-seater, because the Model Y 7-seater, not only is it not that spacious back there, but there's no vents on the Model Y 7-seater, but in the Model X there is. Is it comfortable to sit back here? I guess so. My youngest son loves sitting back here. He doesn't like sitting in the second row. He just probably likes to sit back here because he's by himself. But usually when we go on trips, there's 5 of us, and we have one of these seats down. Wonder if I can, yeah, lower it. So one of these seats is down, so we have more storage room. And my son would sit in one of these chairs, and he's on his own world because he has an iPad. You may ask, well, there's a rear entertainment system. Yeah, it's not that all entertaining, because the audio flows through the entire car. So me as the driver, you're not messing with my music. I gotta hear my 80s, I gotta hear my 90s, or else I'm gonna be an upset driver. I don't want to hear none of your movies or whatever. So I really hope they fix that. In the Model 3 Highland, I believe they have headsets. People were talking about Bluetooth headset compatibility. On the Model X, I don't know why they didn't start there. They put it in the Highland, but they should have just started with the S and the X. But no headphones, not even headphone jacks. That's one of those features I miss in our minivans. But regardless, two kids, they have different tastes, so they have their own iPads, and they're just on their own little world. They have their own headphones, and I can listen to my stuff. But I don't sit much back here because I'm always driving. But actually, it's pretty nice. I mean, although I'm not that tall, I'm only 5'5", but you know, it's pretty comfy. And this vent is like right on my face, so I get hot very easily. So I can appreciate this design. As far as headroom, again, I'm only 5'5", but the only thing though, as I'm sitting back here talking to you and the sun is like right there, it's my head's getting pretty warm, and I've only been talking what, like 2 minutes or so, a little over 2 minutes. I'm not sure if this is tinted, if it's just privacy tint or something, but we usually tint all the glass except for the windshield because it's expensive. But when we tinted our previous Model X, we tinted all the windows, even the trunk. Even though it looks tinted, I wanted the extra UV protection and heat rejection, like improve it. So, but yeah, like right now as I'm talking, I can feel the sun a little bit on my head. So, but that's something to consider. Even though it looks tinted, I don't think it's like fully tinted. Like you're not getting the benefit of the heat rejection or the UV protection. So one of the things you have to be aware of that I want to share with you is this part of the back. It's prone to getting dirty easily. Also the seats. I've seen a couple of Model X's where they either ceramic coat it or they put a different finish to it. Like I've seen carbon fiber, and I've seen, what else have I seen? A different like plastic gloss. So it looks pretty nice. But yeah, it gets dirty real quick, especially if you have kids. But this, when we PPF the car, I think we have plans on getting that part PPF'd also, to at least reduce the dirtiness, the footprints and stuff. Here are some of the issues that we've noticed and taken notes of. And yes, we'll keep buying a Model X until the competition catches up. It's no different than complaining about gas prices and continuing to buy gas cars. And now we are on the front driver's side door, and a little rubber piece in there. Let me try to zoom and focus right here. I think it's probably just needs to be straightened out. I didn't notice this during delivery, but I noticed it afterwards. I can't zoom in, but it's I don't know if it's peeling out or loose or just needs to be probably pushed in with like a spatula, or I don't know what you want to call those tools. But yeah, it's coming out. So this one's just a closer look at the passenger side Falcon door misalignment. We're not really making a big deal out of it. At least I'm not. I don't think Abby is either. But so far the doors have been working as intended, as expected. And our driveway is usually where it would malfunction on the previous long range. But look, if it works, we don't even care about it. So it's not a Tesla without imperfections. So the next one is this glass strip right above the trunk. So this is on the driver's side. If you were to compare to here, kind of lift it up a little bit. There's no wind noise or anything like that, but I'm just gonna note it so that it's in their records. But I don't know, maybe it's my eyes, but what do you guys think? Is it like lined up? Not really sure. So looks like it's fine on this side, but when you go this side, I don't know, but I'll make a note. Here's another misalignment. This is the charge port. The bottom is going down a little bit, and there's the tail light. Okay, so back to this rear piece where it says Tesla. I think the adhesive is coming loose. You could see like the foam there. Come on, focus. There you go. Nope. But yeah. So it's been parked out here, and the sun's been hitting it. So I think it's loosening the adhesive. I've already made an appointment through the app, and I've pretty much shared with them all of the issues that I've shared with you all in this video. They wanted me to like number them so that they can easily go through each one and like I guess itemize it. But initially it'll be a mobile service, which in the past I've always had to go to the service center. But I guess some of the things that I've noted on the service ticket can probably be fixed by mobile service. Probably the A-pillar. There are some issues that I shared with the ticket, and we don't really want them to fix it, but because it's not really an issue, but more of like the misalignment of the Falcon door. I don't want them to touch it because it's working. It's working. So we can deal with it for the moment, but I want it to be noted in some kind of record so that if in the future it does have any issues, hopefully they can use it and say, okay, well, your warranty is expired, but you've already, you know, noted it and stuff. A lot of the misalignments, like it doesn't bother us as much as like functionality of the car. So hopefully the suspension doesn't break on us again. Hopefully the steering rack, the Falcon door seem to be working. But yeah, the misalignment is like I've been saying in other videos, like it's not a Tesla if it's perfect. and I joke about it because there is no perfect car. I of all the cars that we've had, we've always had issues, and they've been repaired like differently. Like Tesla has their own way of repairing it, but here's one thing I could say. They bought back the car. They bought back our Model X last year because it just kept breaking. So and it's not going through any lemon law lawyer or anything like that. It's just you just submit a request. If it meets their requirements or whatever, then they will buy it back. And you know, we were pretty fortunate that they gave us 100% of the cost of the car plus our registration renewal. And on top of that, it just came at a good time because the car was lower in price. So not only did we get money back, on top of, you know, like, because we got a Plaid. We got a Plaid, and we still had money left over from the long range. So the price breakdown of the car, according to the Tesla documents, is the Model X itself is $70,000. The Model X Plaid upgrade is $19,990. And the cream interior with carbon fiber decor is an additional $2,000. Subtotal is $91,990. Destination fee is $1,390. The order fee is $250, which gives us a total of $93,630. So then there is a order adjustment of $500. So that $500 is because I referred her with my account, because Abby has her own account. Now, it is not considered a referral. It is considered a loyalty purchase. So there was a question asking whether or not I got my points. Unfortunately, we did not get it because Abby is already an existing Tesla owner from her previous Model Y. So she does not count. I could have done the whole create an email thing, but they said it may work, it may not work, but it's fine. I mean, yeah, it would have been 10,000 points. I would have gotten some shirts, but it's fine. We still got the $500 order adjustment, so it brings it back down to 93,130. And then we also got the 3-month FSD beta access. So subtotal taxable items is 93,130. Sales tax is $7,217.58, which brings the total cash price of $100,347.58. Now we have these registration fees for $372, license fee $604, tire fee of $7, other fees, electronic registration $33, and then government vendor fees $1,016. Subtotal is $101,363.58. We get credited back the $250 order fee. So basically, the Ultra Red 2023 Model X Plaid in California cost $101,113.58. So in the previous video, I shared with you all that Tesla bought back the car and sent us a check for like 120,000 something. So we had money left over. So not only did we upgrade our long range, but we got 20,000 like back, I guess, but we're gonna put it towards the PPF and things like that. So again, some may say like, why are you going through it again? Well, I went through it. They bought back the car and there wasn't really much of a hassle. They just, the only hassle, I guess, really is this me taking the time to bring it into the service center. And in my situation, I do work from home a couple times a week, and so I can bring the car there and then come back and work at home. So it works out in my situations, and in the end we do save money because we drive a lot. I drive a lot. We take road trips. So the videos that I make, I try not to like, oh, go get a Tesla, it's the best car ever or whatever. Like, look, I don't care what you drive, because if it works for you, I think it's the best car for you. Why? Because it works for you. Just like with us, it may look like the Model X is giving us a lot of issues, and it is, but in our situation, even with those issues, we get a lot more benefit out of owning electric vehicles, owning Tesla. Yeah, it's just it's worth it for us. It's worth it for us. So do not get the wrong idea that I do Tesla videos, I do electric vehicle videos, and telling you that it's for everyone. It is not for everyone. So please do not get the wrong impression. I am just doing these videos because I want to share my experience. I want to know what other people's experiences are. If we have the same experience, great. If we don't, great. Let's talk about it. Let's share. There's so many like misinformation or just memes or like just people believing anything on the internet. So, spoiler alert, not everything you see on the internet is true. So that's why I do these videos. I mean, there's times I may complain or whatever, but look, it's just part of owning anything. There's always going to be something wrong with it. It just so happens that from our experience, it's just a lot. But at the same time, I can make content out of it and I could share with people. And some people may relate because they are having issues as well. Or they may not relate because they've gotten a perfect Tesla, which does exist, and I'm happy for them. And I want to know about it. Like I want to share that experience with you. Share that with me, please. And so that's why I do videos like EV Confessions, because it's great to hear what other people are experiencing with electric vehicles. So it's not only Tesla, but I do have friends and I know people who own other brand electric vehicles. So that's what I do. That's why I do these videos, aside from you know, just venting and getting frustrations out and just stress relief. But that's why. So don't get the wrong impression that these videos are to badmouth Tesla or to badmouth electric vehicles or to say that Tesla is the perfect car for everyone. You know, stuff like that. No, the videos I make are the real. I own these cars. They're not rented. They're not. We're not borrowing these cars. These are just my experience, and I hope people get information from them. I hope people can learn from them, and I hope I can learn from other people. I really do check out those comments, and I love those comments, and conversations do start, and then we end up talking on the on other platforms also, because some people don't comment on YouTube videos. But you will notice in some videos I do mention other people's questions. They're great. So if you do have any questions, do please post them or just send me a message in other platforms. I have them on the description below. Hopefully the mobile service comes out well. I will be recording if they allow me to record, and I will be sharing that with you, so stay tuned for that. There's a lot of videos coming up. So Model X Plaid video, Model Y. I got some new shoes on the Model Y if you've been following me on the other social media on Instagram. And I think I did post a YouTube short on it to show you a sneak peek of it. So that's coming up. We've taken some short trips, just Abby and I, so stay tuned for that. And also I did a canyon run on the Model Y. This is just so many videos I want to share with you guys and gals. But thank you very much. Just hit over 700. I really do appreciate all your support. I would like to do a live stream in the next couple of days. Let's see if schedule works out. But there's a lot of things I wanted to share, give you guys some updates. Hopefully I can get some feedback as well. Let me know what you all think. So just a lot of stuff coming up. If you haven't checked out the delivery day video of our Model X Plaid, please go check it out. If you like the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.